but the war is over.
Mary McDonnell plays the president of the existing world as we know it. She's extremely, extremely powerful. She carries it very well. She's a great actress. Mary McDonnell is a giant.
I felt so in tune with the woman. It felt so familiar to me. Her issues of sort of slowly moving into power reluctantly or unconsciously, perhaps. I've had these shifts occur in my life. Tell him this comes directly from the president of the 12 colonies, and it's not a request. Part of what I experienced shooting it already, though, was what is it for a woman to actually be in power? What is the true experience?
We would say, you know, a Mary McDonnell type. And it was really sort of surreal to find ourselves in a situation where we were actually able to get her.
They sat down and they said, well, we have this offer for you. And they both kind of looked at each other. And I said, okay, great, what is it? And they said, Battlestar Galactica. And I was stunned. So I took it home and kind of read it. And I was blown away.
The only things that we wanted to carry through were the Mark II ships. Everything else was out the window. We could do anything we wanted. We had this thought of a man in a machine, and man is part of a machine, and that's how this whole society's kind of gone, with the Cylons being the overriding machine, obviously.
Galactica is an aircraft carrier in space. Okay, we're going to treat it like an aircraft carrier in space. We're going to make it essentially a model of the British and U.S. navies from like 1945 to 1960.
There are two touchstones, two reference points for us that led the way, and they were Black Hawk Down and 2001. 2001 because it depicted space and space travel and space living in an extraordinarily realistic way, and Black Hawk Down because it created the idea of visceral warfare in a way that was so real that it was striking even with very little plot.
The detail is mind-blowing on Galactica. You could take a camera into the tiniest thing and blow it right up, and it all works.
We were trying to achieve like a cathedral-like feeling throughout the whole film. And these sets, some of the main sets, like the hangar bay and the control room, were wall-to-wall and floor-to-ceiling, literally.
The hangar is in a soundstage that you could park like 3 or 4 DC-10s side by side. It is huge, these sets.
I tried to get off the Galactica, and I was completely lost. And it's a bit of a maze.
The first thing that I did approaching the material was to say, let's shoot this differently. Let's break the mold of how you present space opera on television.
Well, we always thought that one of the ways we could reinvent the genre space opera was to err on the side of a scientific reality and to try to create the impression that what you were watching was really happening.
Let's go cinema verite, documentary style, you are there.
Most of the camera moves outside are handheld with, you know,
snap zooms.
Like there's a camera guy there with a snap zoom.
More like a documentary crew on Discovery Channel is showing you the story of Battlestar Galactica than the Sci-Fi Channel.
Things falling out of focus, losing the image, trying to re-find it, and maintaining that reality in a digital universe is a challenge because suddenly if your eye catches something that doesn't look real, it spoils the whole thing. And then you begin the process of analyzing every frame to see, well, what was it that spoiled my reality?
Keeping with the non-convention, no ships that you see have doors that are on hinges. Assuming this is an older style ship, we decided to do that. We decided to go with the older style phones because we also were trying to tell the story that this ship was at the point where it's going to be mothballed. It would be turned into a museum. So you have to visually present in a way that age gap.
Galactica is not the best of the fleet. It's not the Enterprise. It's not the Enterprise. It's not the elite. It's not like we're all the very best of humanity. Galactica is just another ship, and it's sort of an old ship, and it's about to be decommissioned.
I love surprises.
The majority of the Cylons are now human-looking. But in between the human-looking Cylon and the Cylon that we've seen in the original show, there is a CG Cylon. One of the big differences you'll see is in the hand, because the hands actually turn into their guns. And the hand actually folds back up into the arm, and the gun folds back out.
In taking the person out of the suit,
We put a person back into the suit, which is we created the virtual creature, but now we're using actual live action motion.
Yeah, there is a secret reveal very early on in the miniseries, so I think people are going to know something's up with my character. I knew it was happening, obviously, because I had little dots on where it was going to be added. But I think it's going to be good.
Part of it is a story point, and part of it is a design element, which is that the Centurions have evolved into human creatures. He has natural human motion, but with a full robotic body.
Number 6 is a humanoid Cylon, so I'm evil. But she's a lot of fun. She's a great character, not your typical evil kind of character.
We had something, guys. Something special.
I didn't want to have number 6 just be the typical robot. I wanted to make her a little bit different in some respect, which is why I think we made her more sympathetic and vulnerable, which is the eerie kind of quality about it, and I think we pulled it off, is that she's kind of caught between two worlds in that respect.
I can help her with her acting. I can't make someone else sexy. And, you know, Trisha has that quality, you know, that make men stupid.
Doctor, I need you to serve as my chief scientific consultant and analyst regarding the Cylons and their technology.
I'd be honored, Madam President.
What do I remember about Baltar? Well, I remember John Colicos, and I remember him as being, you know, one mean dude, really evil and a bit crazy. And frightening, I think, is the word, frightening.
These people here are our friends.
Really? Well, then you won't mind my leaving with the good news.
In time. Remove him.
So what's Baltar about? He's a computer wizard, he's a genius. He has a penchant for beautiful women, which is actually finally his undoing. I think he's a bit of a coward. I don't think he'd like to get into kind of a lot of physical contact.
Aren't you guys Baltar? Yeah, I haven't done anything.
James Callis is one of the few actors in my career that has been able to make me laugh in character, so that breaks character.
Very, very excited to be playing this because it's my favorite show that I've done so far, absolutely. And I know the purists out there are a little bit bitter about it. This new one's awesome. It's amazing. And everybody's on it is really great. I'm the one that fixes the ships. Well, I'm the chief mechanic, basically, is what I do. I am kind of the, yeah.
He's the man with the balls who fixes all the ships.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
While since I've done this. You guys getting tired yet? Because I am.
Boomer is now played by a man trapped in a woman's body.
That would be me.
Hi.
I know, things are a little bit different. Times change. When it comes to the very real world of playing Boomer, there's a lot of action that's needed. And because the women and men are both at equal levels, whether it be fighting fires or fighting planes, taking down Cylons, you name it, we have to be fully trained. And so when it comes to an actor, we have to get really active and we have to do our own training.
What is your angst? Are you an only child?
No.
Boomer an only child?
No. I think Boomer, I don't think Boomer was loved enough.
It's supposed to be fun. It should always be fun. You know, even though I've blown up the planet.
Even if I wasn't part of it, I would watch it just to see what it is. Let the old one be the old one and the new one be the new one. And if you think the ending of the old one was awesome, the ending of the new one is incredible.
Sorry I wasn't there to greet you with the rest of the squadron. Did they kiss your ass to your satisfaction?
Who'd win in a fight between Apollo and Starbuck? Starbuck. Any day of the week. No contest.
I bet you've been waiting all day to see that one.
Most of the afternoon, yeah.
If you want to see some great action, interesting story, great dialogue, great characters, a couple sex scenes.
What I would say to people who like sci-fi and truly, you know, could care less where the show comes from, I would say that they're going to really enjoy this one. this is going to be a great treat for them.